video, let us discuss some important commercial alcohols. So two alcohols are there which are commercially very useful. That is, first one is methanol and the second one is ethanol. So these are the two important commercial alcohols. Methanol, CH3OH, ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH. So these two are the important commercial alcohols. Let us see about the first, methanol. So it is also called wood spirit because it was prepared from the destructive distillation of wood, green woods. Okay, so methanol, and generally it is a CH3OH. Commercially, it is prepared on the reaction of hydrogenation of carbon monoxide. Hydrogenation of carbon monoxide at high pressure and temperature. That is around at 400 to 450 kelvins temperatures, 200 to 250 atmospheric pressures. What will happen? It is giving the CH3OH, that is a methanol. This is the commercial preparation. Carbon monoxide, which is very poisonous. Generally, methanol is also a poisonous alcohol. Even if you take a little amount, it may cause the blindness. If you take it a little bit, it will cause the blindness. If you take it more in quantity, it leads to death also. Now I think everywhere in the news we are seeing that one. Some villagers, they have drunk the drink and they lost eyesight, and afterwards sometimes we may hear the death rates also. So this is about generally methanol. What is the use of methanol? It is used as a solvent for the paints, varnish and color print. That is paints industry mostly it is using. So that is about the methanol. Let us say about the ethanol, ethyl alcohol. So generally, whatever the drinks, that is people who used to take in the bar, that is brandy, whiskey and all these things, that is the ethanol, ethyl alcohol, it is there. Generally, it is prepared from the fermentation of sugar. Earlier days, fermentation of sugars, they made this ethanol. So how? That means ferment sugar, that means molasses, sugar in molasses. What they will do, they will keep 1 or 2 days. So that's why carbon dioxide gas will be evolved, and they will sugar generally C12H22O11. C12H22O11. If it is hydrolyzed in the presence of an enzyme, what is that enzyme? Invertase enzyme, it will be converted into glucose and fructose. That means C6H12O6 plus, both are having the same molecular formula, glucose and fructose, FRUCTOSE, glucose and fructose. Further, this glucose or fructose in the presence of another enzyme, that is zymase enzyme. So what it is converted into? C6H12O6 is converted into the C2H5OH, ethyl alcohol, fermentation. So this is the equations we are using. Invertase enzyme, sugars are converted into glucose and fructose, and again either glucose or fructose in the presence of a zymase enzyme, it is producing the ethyl alcohol. So generally ethyl alcohol, no problem. But if it is oxidation, if it is left for more years, what will happen? On the oxidation, this ethyl alcohol is converted into the acid, carboxylic acid. So that's why the taste of the liquor will be changes, acidic character they are producing. So this is about this one. But ethanol is also supposed to make it unfit for this ethanol. What they will add? They will add pyridine, that is a base, or copper sulfate. They are adding to make this drink unfit. So that is the two commercial alcohols that they are making. Generally, already we know that wine is made from the grapes. Wine is made from the grapes. So grapes are the source. In the preparation of wine, grapes are the source of sugar. So when the grape is ripened, what will happen inside? More sugar quantity increases when it is ripened, but outside the skin they are having these enzymes. Okay, once it is crushed, then what will happen? These sugars are reacting with the enzymes and they are making this fermentation takes place and wine is producing. So like this the wines are prepared. So this is about the commercial alcohols. So they may ask the questions in the 1 mark questions. 1 to 10, 20 questions they may ask this about these alcohols. So that is to make unfit for this one, what we are doing? They are adding the copper sulfate or pyridine, so that process to make it unfit for this one, that process we are calling it as denaturation. So they may ask this question, what is denaturation? To make this alcohol unfit, what we are adding? We are adding some substances to make it unfit. This automatically color changes and taste also changes, so that they won't take much. So this is about the commercial alcohols. When we are making this ethanol, Zymase action is inhibited. When it is inhibited, if the percentage of alcohol in that one exceeds 14%. If 14% of alcohol more is there, means automatically this Zymase enzymes action will be inhibited, means no more action will be there. Till now we discussed about the alcohols and phenols, their preparation properties and the some important commercial alcohols and all. So next part in this one, alcohols, phenols and ethers. Ethers now, alkoxyalkanes. The common IUPAC's name is alkoxyalkanes, nomenclature. But in this already we learned the nomenclature in the first slide, first video. So if you are having any doubts, you go to the first video and just observe, watch it. But now in this we will see the preparation. So generally two methods are there here. So first one, generally already we know that dehydration of an alcohol will give the alkene. Dehydration of an alcohol will give the alkene. But in some cases also they will give the ethers also. So what are the conditions? Let us see. So by dehydration of alcohols under the protonatic acid. Protonatic acid means H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4 or H3PO4, phosphoric acid. At 443 kelvins at a particular temperature, it is giving the alkene. But at 413 kelvins at lower temperatures, it will give the ether. So that means this is the most important. By dehydration of alcohols at a lower temperatures in a protonatic acid, it is giving the ether. That okay. So this is the most important. And dehydration of alcohols can be it is two, that is bimolecular nucleophilic substitutional reactions they will follow. SN2. That means SN2, what is this one? First protonation will be taken place. Protonation alcohol will be there, or oxonium ions will be formed. Protonation of alcohol will give us the protonation of alcohol. This protonated alcohol, okay, what they will do? It will substitute the alcohol molecule, primary alcohol, and gives a corresponding ion and water. This again, second one, that is carbocation or oxygen O plus will be formed. Afterwards, again deprotonation will be taken place and forming the ether. So this is the most important. That's why it is following the SN2 mechanism. 3 steps it will be taken: protonation and deprotonation. In between this one, a cation will be formed. Carbocation will be formed, and deprotonation will be taken place. Same process. So protonation means addition of hydrogen atom ion to the oxygen and forms this protonated alcohol. This protonated alcohol attacks this on the primary alcohol molecule. Again they will form the oxonium ions. Further deprotonation will be giving the ethers. So these are the three important SN2 mechanism reactions will be there. They may ask dehydration of alcohol mechanism. So this is the same mechanism, we have to use it. So like this we will make the ethers. But generally in this method primary alcohols, if you take it they will give the good result. But if you take it the secondary and tertiary alcohols, they are not giving that much yield. This ethers, but generally they will give the alkenes only. So that is the first method. Second method, the name reaction, Williamson synthesis. Williamson synthesis. It is very easy, nothing but is there. Alkoxide ion, sodium alkoxide, if it is treated with the halide, that is alkyl halide, if it is given R dash X, then what will happen? Reaction will be taken place. You will get the corresponding ether, and sodium halide will be released out. So this is the Williamson synthesis. In this one, sodium alkoxide ions are treated with the halogens, halides, alkyl halides. They will give the corresponding ether. Okay. In this one, if these are the primary halides, if they are there, they will give the good yield. Suppose if they are giving secondary or tertiary, they are not giving. Why they don't give? They will elimination process will be completed with the substitutional reactions. So that's why they don't give. Elimination reactions only they will be favorable, but not competing over the substitutional reactions. So that's why they are not favorable to form this ethers. So this is the most important. Suppose in the secondary and tertiary halides, if you take it, unsymmetrical ethers also we can prepare, symmetrical and unsymmetrical. In unsymmetrical ether, if sodium phenoxide, sodium alkoxide, if you take it as the tertiary, and but if you take CH3 halide, that is primary halide, if you take it, it will give the ether. It will be given, the ether will be given, even though it is alkoxide ions are tertiary or secondary. But if this is the secondary or tertiary alkyl halide, it does not give, it will give only to favorable towards the alkenes only. That is the main reason. What is the main reason? Elimination reaction competing over the substitutional reactions. So that's why they don't give. So this is about the ethers, and and everything is completed. Given Williamson synthesis, they may ask the name reaction. So just you have to go through the lesson.